The world is heating up, politically, economically, and literally. Every headline feels like a siren, shaking what we thought was stable. From Gaza's devastation to Trump's trade threats to brain chips that let us control machines, these events are deeply connected. Understanding these links is essential for navigating today's world. This is your urgent global news update for June 5, 2025. Let's break it down. In Gaza, a humanitarian catastrophe is unfolding. The destruction is total: homes, schools, hospitals reduced to rubble. Tens of thousands are dead, most of them women and children. Survivors face starvation, disease, and a daily fight for survival. Hospitals are overwhelmed, doctors forced to operate without power or supplies. Ceasefire talks have failed, the violence continues. Gaza is now an open-air prison, aid blocked at the borders. Children are dying from malnutrition and trauma is everywhere. The blockade is a weapon, not a byproduct. Regional tensions are rising, threatening to ignite a wider war. Protests erupt globally, but on the ground, nothing changes. The world watches, but the suffering deepens. The core questions remain: who will rebuild? Who will govern? Can peace ever be achieved? Without real political will, this cycle of violence will repeat. Gaza's agony is a stain on the world's conscience. The crisis is far from over. In the economic arena, Donald Trump's threat of a 60% tariff on Chinese imports has rattled global markets. This isn't just tough talk, it's a potential economic earthquake. Such a tariff would spike prices for American consumers and disrupt global supply chains. Markets plunged on the news, fearing a new, even more destructive trade war. The ripple effects would hit not just the US and China, but economies worldwide. Trump frames it as protecting American jobs, but most economists warn of recession and chaos. Businesses face impossible choices: move supply chains or risk ruin. China could retaliate, escalating the conflict. The uncertainty is already chilling investment and growth. This is a high-stakes gamble with the world economy. Whether it's a needed correction or reckless vandalism, the threat alone is reshaping global decisions. The world is holding its breath. The rules of global trade are on the verge of being rewritten. The outcome could affect us all. The trigger may be pulled at any moment. As the West focuses elsewhere, Russia is expanding its influence in Africa. Putin is forging alliances, signing deals, and offering military support with no strings attached. Russian mercenaries secure regimes in exchange for mining rights, pushing out Western influence. Military coups have led to Western troops leaving and Russian advisors moving in. Critics warn this brings corruption and state capture, not stability. Russia uses these partnerships to bypass sanctions and gain strategic footholds. African nations are caught between global powers, their resources at stake. Russia positions itself as anti-colonial, exploiting local grievances and spreading disinformation. The West is struggling to respond as its influence fades. Africa's future hangs in the balance: independence or exploitation. The new scramble for Africa is underway. The BRICS nations have launched a pilot for a shared digital currency, directly challenging the US dollar's dominance. For decades, the dollar has been the world's reserve currency, giving the US immense power. Russia and China want an alternative, especially after sanctions exposed their vulnerability. The new digital currency aims to bypass the dollar and SWIFT, starting with small cross-border transactions. It's backed by a basket of member currencies and possibly commodities like gold. If successful, it could erode the dollar's supremacy and weaken US sanctions. Dethroning the dollar won't be easy. The US economy and markets are deeply entrenched. Skeptics point to divisions within BRICS, but the bloc's economic weight is growing. The inclusion of oil giants like Saudi Arabia and the UAE is a game changer. If oil trades shift to the new currency, the petrodollar system could be threatened. This is a slow process, but the intent is clear. A multipolar financial order is coming. The US must now compete in the architecture of global finance. The first digital shots in this currency war have been fired. The world's financial landscape is shifting. The dollar's reign is no longer unchallenged. Neuralink has made history. Its first human patient controlled a computer with their mind. For the paralyzed, this is a breakthrough restoring autonomy and connection. The chip reads brain signals and translates them into digital commands. The potential is vast, restoring sight, treating neurological disorders, even enhancing human abilities. But the risks are profound. Safety, privacy, and the ethics of merging mind and machine. Who owns your thoughts? Could this tech be hacked or misused? Will it create new inequalities between the enhanced and the rest? Neuralink's success is just the beginning of the neurotech revolution. Society must set rules before the technology outpaces our ethics. The power to link mind and machine is here. We must decide how to control it before it controls us. The future is arriving fast. India is enduring a record-shattering heat wave with temperatures above 50 degrees Celsius. For millions, it's a life-or-death crisis. Work means risking heat stroke, staying home means poverty, water is scarce, power grids are failing, and crops are dying. The poorest suffer most, lacking resources to cope. Scientists are clear. This is climate change in action, not a freak event. India's crisis is a warning for the world. No country is immune. Similar heat waves are hitting Asia, the Middle East, and beyond. The climate system is destabilizing and the window to act is closing. The world's poorest, least responsible for emissions bear the brunt. India's ordeal is a glimpse of our future if we fail to act. The question is not if climate change will impact us, but how we'll survive it. The heat wave is an alarm bell for humanity. The time for bold action is now. The world must listen. War, technology, economy, climate, these forces are converging. The world is at a boiling point. The next move could shift everything. Old certainties are gone and the future is up for grabs. Disengaging isn't an option. Knowledge is your defense. Understanding these connections is the first step to navigating what's ahead. Stay informed, stay sharp. Like and subscribe for more clarity on what the world doesn't want you to know. The stakes have never been higher. Thank you for watching.